You know what is funny? Well, not funny, haha, but funny strange. I am sitting here in my beautiful apartment, sipping tea from bone china cups, wearing clothes I actually chose for myself, and I keep thinking about that night. The night my own daughter threw me out of the house I would bought with my own money. It was raining. No, not raining. It was a thunderstorm, the kind that makes you grateful. You are inside with a roof over your head. Except I was not inside anymore. I was standing on the porch in my nightgown, banging on the door I would walk through for 37 years, begging my daughter to let me back in. And you know what she said? "You do not live here anymore, Mother." That was 2 years ago. I was 73 years old. And that night, that terrible, wonderful night, changed everything. Let me tell you how I got here, because this story is not what you think. My name is Dorothy Hayes. I am 75 years old now, and Lord, do I have a story to tell you. Let me take you back to when I thought I had everything figured out. My husband Robert died when I was 57, heart attack. One minute he was laughing at something on TV, the next minute he was just gone. We would been married 34 years. People kept asking me, "Dorothy, what are you going to do?" I was going to survive. That is what I was going to do. Robert had left me the house. Paid off, thank God. A nice 3-bedroom in a good neighborhood. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. We would raise our daughter Jennifer there. Every room had memories. Jennifer, my only child. She was 32 when Robert died. Married to a man named Derek. They had 2 kids, my grandchildren, Emma and Jacob. For the first few years after Robert died, I did okay. I had my book club, my garden, my church friends. I was not lonely, not really. But then Jennifer started suggesting things. "Mom," she would say, sitting at my kitchen table, stirring sugar into coffee I would make her. "This house is too big for just you. All these stairs. What if you fall?" I would laugh it off. "Jennifer, honey, I walk 3 miles every morning. I am not falling anywhere. But Mom, we could move in, help you. The kids could have their own rooms. Derek's been looking for a new job anyway, and this neighborhood has better schools." And I thought, well, maybe she has a point. The house was always big, and I would love to have my grandchildren close. So I said yes. Biggest mistake of my life. They moved in on a Saturday, September 15th. I remember because it was Emma's 10th birthday. "It is temporary, Mom," Jennifer said, hugging me, "just until Derek finds something. 6 months, maybe." 6 months turned into a year. A year turned into 2. And slowly, so slowly I barely noticed, my house stopped being mine. First, it was little things. Jennifer rearranged the kitchen. More efficient, Mom. Trust me. Then she redecorated the living room. "That wallpaper was so dated, Mom. This is much fresher." Then she started suggesting what I should do with my time. "Mom, maybe you should not have book club here anymore. The kids need quiet for homework. Mom, can you watch Emma and Jacob? Just for a few hours. Derek and I need some couple time." A few hours became every evening, every weekend. I became the live-in babysitter. In my own house. But I told myself it was fine. This is what grandmothers do, right? We help. Then Robert's life insurance money came through. $150,000. I would been fighting the company for 3 years. They would try to deny the claim on some technicality, but I won. I remember the day that check arrived. I was sitting at the kitchen table, my kitchen table, looking at all those zeros. Jennifer walked in, saw the check. Her eyes got very wide. "Mom," she said, her voice careful, controlled. "That is wonderful. What are you going to do with it?" "I do not know," I said. "Maybe travel. I have always wanted to see Italy." Her smile tightened. "Italy? Mom, at your age? That is risky. What if something happened? I am 73, Jennifer, not 93. She sat down across from me. Put her hand over mine. Her voice dropped to that tone. You know the one. I am trying to be patient with my difficult mother tone. Mom, Derek and I have been talking. We have an idea. A really good idea that would help everyone. And then she laid it out. They wanted to renovate the house. Add a second story. Make it more modern. It would cost about $80,000. But it would increase the property value. An investment, Mom. And I could pay for it with the insurance money. Think about it, she said. You would have a beautiful home. Property values would go up, and we would all benefit. Something in my gut twisted. But she was my daughter, my only child. She would not. She would not take advantage, would she? I said I would think about it. That is when things got worse. Jennifer did not let it go. Every day, it was something. Mom, did you think about the renovation? Mom, we really need to make a decision. The contractor has a tight schedule. Mom, are you going to help your family or not? Derek joined in, started being cold, distant. He would walk past me in the hallway without speaking. When I would make dinner, he would look at it like I would served him poison. The kids started acting different too. When I would try to read to them, Emma would say, "Grandma, Mom says we need to do homework now." I was being frozen out. In my own house. One night, I heard them talking. I was not trying to eavesdrop. I was coming downstairs for water and they were in the kitchen. Jennifer's voice, sharp and frustrated. She is being so selfish. Derek, it is not like she needs that money. What is she going to do with it? She is 73. Derek, maybe we need to make her understand this is the best option. Jennifer, she is being difficult, just like she was when Dad died. Everything has to be on equal terms. I stood on those stairs, holding the banister, tears streaming down my face. This was my daughter, my baby girl, talking about me like I was an obstacle. I went back to bed without getting water, cried into my pillow so no one would hear. The next morning, I made a decision. I said no. Jennifer, I said, I have thought about it. And I do not think the renovation is a good idea. This is my house. I bought it with Robert. Every nail, every board, every memory is precious to me. I am not tearing it apart. Her face went blank. Completely blank. I see, she said quietly, and that is when the real nightmare began. 2 weeks later, Jennifer started saying I was declining. Mom forgot to turn off the stove again, she would tell Derek. Loudly. Where I could hear. Except I had not. I never left the stove on. Mom, you are repeating yourself, she would say with this concerned look. You told me that story yesterday. I had not. I was certain I had not. She started keeping a log, writing down my supposed incidents. Duster track things. Mom, in case we need to talk to a doctor. A doctor. She was building a case that I was losing my mind. One Sunday, I was getting ready for church. I would laid out my good blue dress the night before, my favorite. The one Robert always said made me look like a movie star. It was gone. Mom, Jennifer said when I asked, you donated that dress last week to Goodwill. Do not you remember? I had not. I would never. But she showed me a receipt, my signature. Except, it did not quite look like my signature. I started doubting myself. Was I forgetting things? Was I losing my mind? Then came the night with Emma. Emma was 12 by then. Sweet girl, looked just like Jennifer at that age. She came to my room one evening, crying. Grandma, she whispered, I do not want to lie anymore. What do you mean, honey? Mom makes me say you do things wrong, but you do not. She moved your dress herself. She turns the stove on after you have been in the kitchen. She tells me to tell Dad you said mean things, but you never said them. My blood ran cold. Emma, baby, why would your mother do that? She looked at me with those big, sad eyes. She wants you to leave, Grandma. I heard her tell Dad. She wants the house to herself. The door burst open. Jennifer stood there, face like thunder. Emma, go to your room. Enamel you. Emma ran. Jennifer and I stood there, staring at each other. You, I said slowly, have been gaslighting me. She did not even deny it. This is my house now, Mother. You need to accept that. Your house? I bought this house. And you let us move in. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Jennifer, this is my OOMA maybe, was your home. You are old, Mother. You do not need this much space. You should be in a retirement community. Somewhere with people your own age. Get out. What? G-T-L-T. I screamed it. Palpably. The first time I would ever screamed at her in her life. This is in my house. My name is on the deed. You get out. Take Derek. Take the kids. And get outie. She smiled. Actually smiled. Make me. And I realized I could not. They would been here for 3 years. They would change the locks for security. I did not even have keys to my own doors anymore. She had me trapped. And that is when I knew I had to do something drastic. I called my lawyer the next day, Elliot Morrison. He would handle Robert's estate. Dorothy said carefully, this is complicated. You allowed them to move in. You did not establish any formal rental agreement. They have been receiving mail there for 3 years. Legally, they are tenants. You would have to formally evict them, and that could take months. But it is my house. I know. But the law is tricky with family. And if Jennifer pushes back, if she claims you are mentally incompetent, if she gets a doctor to sign off. I felt the walls closing in. What do I do? Document everything. Every conversation. Every incident. And Dorothy? Be very, very careful. I started carrying a small notebook, writing down everything. Sheffer noticed. What is that, Mom? Just journaling. Doctor said it is good for memory. Her eyes narrowed, but she did not say anything. I also did something else, something I would been too proud to do before. I reached out to my old friends, the ones from book club, from church, the ones I would been too busy to see for 3 years while I was being the love and help. Dorothy, Margaret exclaimed, and I called. We have missed you. Where have you been? I broke down, told her everything. Oh, honey, she said, this has been going on for 3 years. And you did not tell anyone? I was embarrassed. She is my daughter. I thought I was the problem. You are not the problem. This is elder abuse, Dorothy. Financial and emotional abuse. Those words hit me like a truck. Elder abuse. My daughter was abusing me. Margaret became my lifeline. She and the other ladies from book club. They rallied around me, helped me document, helped me find a lawyer who specialized in elder law, and we made a plan. But I did not know Jennifer was making plans too. It was a Tuesday night, October 12th. A storm was rolling in. You could feel it in the air. At electric charge that comes before something big. I would spend the day getting my ducks in a row. My lawyer had filed the eviction paperwork. It would take 60 days, but it was official. It would be served tomorrow. I was in my room, the smallest bedroom, the one that used to be Jennifer's, because they would take in the master, since there are more of them, packing a bag. Margaret had offered to let me stay with her during the eviction process. I did not hear Jennifer come in. Going somewhere, Mother, I turned. She was standing in the doorway. Behind her, Derek. Both of them with expressions I would never seen before. Hard, cold, calculating. I am staying with Margaret for a while. No, Jennifer said. You are not. She walked to my dresser, started pulling out drawers, dumping clothes on the floor. What are you doing? You do not need all this. Old woman like you. Should have been in a home years ago. Derek was going through my closet, pulling things out. My good coat. The jewelry box Robert gave me. Stop! I grabbed for the jewelry box. Derek jerked it away. This is worth something, he said to Jennifer. Good. Maybe it will cover what she owes us for 3 years of housing costs. Housing costs. This is my house. Thunder cracked outside. Rain started hammering the windows. Jennifer got in my face. Close. so close I could see the veins in her eyes. Listen to me, old woman. This is how it is going to work. You are going to sign the house over to me tonight, or things are going to get very difficult for you. I have a lawyer. I have filed eviction. Her hand came out of nowhere. Slap. The sound echoed in the little room. I stood there, hand on my cheek, staring at my daughter. She would hit me. My baby girl had hit me. Get out, she said quietly. What? Get out of my house. Jennifer, it is pouring rain. Should have thought of that before you tried to evict us. Get out, now. Derek grabbed my arm, rough, pulled me toward the door. Wait, my things, my purse. You do not need anything, Jennifer said. That dragged me down the stairs. My stairs. The ones I would climbed 10,000 times. To the front door. Emma and Jacob were watching from the landing, eyes wide, terrified. Emma, I called out. Call 911, please. But she just stood there, frozen. Derek opened the door. Rain and wind blasted in. Please, I begged. Please, Jennifer, do not do this. She looked at me with eyes that were empty, like I was nothing. Goodbye, Mother. And she pushed me. I stumbled onto the porch. Bare feet. Nightgown. No coat. No phone. No keys. The door slammed. I heard the deadbolt click. I stood there, rain soaking through my nightgown immediately, and I banged on that door. Jennifer, please. Eats rising. Please. Thunder crashed. Lightning lit up the street. Through the window beside the door, I saw her. Just standing there, watching me, and then she closed the curtain. I do not know how long I stood there, banging, screaming, begging. 85 minutes, maybe 20. Nobody came out. None of the neighbors heard over the storm. I was 73 years old, standing in a thunderstorm in my nightgown. And I made a choice. I walked down those porch steps, through the rain, down the sidewalk, and I did not look back. I walked 4 blocks. 4 blocks in a nightgown and bare feet in the thunderstorm. I do not remember much of it, to be honest. Just putting one foot in front of the other, I ended up at Margaret's house. Collapsed on her porch. She found me there 20 minutes later when she came home from choir practice. Oh my dearthy. She got me inside, wrapped me in blankets, called 911. The police came, paramedics. I was hypothermic. Mild, but still. They wanted to take me to the hospital, but I would not go until I talked to the police. Officer, I said, teeth chattering, I need to press charges. For assault, for theft, for elder abuse. And I told them everything. They went to my house that night, arrested Jennifer and Derek on the spot. The kids went to Child Protective Services temporarily until Jennifer's sister in Ohio could come get them. And me? I ended up in the hospital for 2 days. Pneumonia. But I also ended up with something else. Evidence. See, when the police searched my house, MOI house, they found something interesting. Jennifer had been forging documents, trying to transfer the deed to herself. Had been working on it for months. Had even gotten a notary, her friend, to falsify my signature. Federal crime. They also found her logs about my supposed declining mental state. But they also found Emma's diary, where my sweet granddaughter had been writing about the lies her mother made her tell. Documentation of the abuse. Jennifer went to jail. Derek, too, as an accomplice. My lawyer said I had a slam-dunk case. I got my house back. But you know what? I did not want it anymore. Every room had poison in it now. Every corner had a memory of that night. Her face when she pushed me out. I sold it. Had a nice price, too. Bought myself this apartment. 2 bedrooms. 1 for me. 1 for guests. Top floor, lots of light. Garden on the balcony. And you know what else I did? I traveled to Italy. That trip I would always wanted. Spent 6 weeks there. Ate pasta. Drank wine. Took cooking classes. Came back renewed. Jennifer served 18 months. Had 6 months ago. She is called twice. I have not answered. Emma writes to me. Letters. Not emails, actual letters. She is 14 now. She says she is sorry. Says she was scared of her mother. Says she wishes she would been braver. I write back. Tell her it was not her fault. That kids should not have to protect their grandparents from their own parents. Sometimes I wonder if I will ever forgive Jennifer. I do not know yet. But here is what I have learned, sitting here at 75, drinking tea from my bone china cups. Family is not just blood. Family is people who treat you with love and respect. My real family? Margaret and the book club ladies who saved my life. Elliot, my lawyer, who fought for me. Emma, who kept a diary that helped prove the truth. And me. I am my own family now. And I am enough. If you are watching this and you are in a situation like I was, being taken advantage of, being made to feel small, being told you are the problem, let me tell you something. You are not the problem. Age does not mean powerless. Being someone's parent does not mean being their servant. Owning something does not mean you have to share it with people who do not value you. I lost my house that night in the rain, but I found myself. And you know what? Had that is a pretty good trade. My name is Dorothy Hayes. I am 75 years old, and I am just getting started.